Sup, my name is Ryu for the Yugioh This is Magicians, or just Majespecters, as most people will call it, Majespecters, which are little furry fucking critters. Fuck these guys, man. Seriously, these guys are so good. In all seriousness, when you first see them in action, you're going to think, holy crap, I can't beat this deck. This deck is going to be tier 0. There's a guide to your side. If already not released, it will be coming out. And they're pretty easy to stop, but they have a strong game 1. So they're pretty much kind of like Dark Worlds with that strong game 1, but game 2, you could side so hard against them. That's where this deck is really going to have to prove itself. But it is super fast, super consistent, super fun. If you've never played it before, I highly recommend it. So the reason we're running the Magicians with these guys is because of Pendulum Call, which we'll get to in a minute. So I'm just going to run down the monsters and whatnot, and then we'll run down the spells and whatnot. So, 3 Dragon Pit, I still can't get over that name, Dragon Pit Magician, 3 Dragon Vin Magician, 3 Peasant Dragon Magician, 1 Majespecter Unicorn, 2 Luster Pendulum the Drago Slayer, 3 Majespecter Fox, 2 Majespecter Crow, 3 Majespecter Raccoon, 1 Majespecter Kitty Cat, and I believe that's it for our monsters. So let me quickly run down these effects. If you already know this part, you can just skip ahead a little bit. So the Majespecters cannot be targeted, cannot be targeted or destroyed once per turn by your opponent's card effects. Add in the fact that they're also pendulums and can constantly be brought back, and they don't care whether they're normal or special summoned. They will get their effects to search. This deck is annoying as fuck. Add in the fact that Pendulum Call, which if you don't have any, activated the Pendulum effect of a Magician this turn, you can discard any card and then get 2 Pendulum Magicians out of your deck, and this guy recycles anything you discard Magician-wise. Then it gets really stupid with the loops. Unicorn also has that built-in effect, but it's not a searcher. It's much more powerful than a searcher. So, Unicorn's effect reads, during either player's turn, you can target 1 pendulum monster you control, and that could be a monster down the board, just saying. And one card your opponent controls, and return to the hand. Did I mention it cannot be targeted or destroyed by an opponent's card effect? Yep, it's got that too. The reason for the Drago Slayers, for those who don't know, not just to build extra, deck thinning, is to go into this guy. And this guy basically is just like the Unicorn, except it destroys, which you guys can see where this is going. The Dragon Pit Magician will allow you to discard, as long as there's another Magician there, discard any pendulum, and then basically it's going to pop a back row. She pops front row, so your opponent's monster. This guy recovers your pendulums, as long as they're magicians. He recovers them. So I think most of you can easily see where these combos are going. In case you can, I'll do a combo guide. Now, Majespecter Fox searches out your trap cards. Any of the Majespecters. That's 6 cards to search out. Crow will allow you to search out any of the Majespecter spell cards. Now, you can't search this out for whatever reason, but probably because it says Majestic and not Majespecter. Thanks, Yugi514. Thank you. No, I'm kidding. Okay. In all seriousness, you can't search out the field. So if you want to search out the field faster, which we're going to talk about the field in a little bit, then make sure to have Terraforming. But Crow is going to allow you to search out the Majespecter Cyclone and the Majespecter Storm, which we're going to talk about momentarily. Majespecter Raccoon lets you search out any of the other Majespecter monsters. And Cat being the weakest one, but it's good for the scale, if anything, when it's normal summon or special summon, at the end of the turn, you can add 1 Majespecter card from your deck to your hand, and all these guys have the anti-destructions. So a lot of people mirror force me, and obviously you can guess where that happened. Our spell lineup, Raigeki. Majespecter Storm. You tribute 1 wind spellcaster type monster, and then you target 1 monster your opponent controls and shuffle into the deck. Just in case you didn't catch it, these are all spellcasters that are wind, and these are spellcasters that are wind, and that's a spellcaster that's wind. So there's plenty of targets for these. Pendulum Call, I mentioned this before. Basically, if you didn't activate the Magician Pendulum summoning, then you can discard one card, add 2 of them from your deck to your hand, and you can only activate 1 per turn. So there's that. 2 MST, 2 Majespecter Cyclone. You tribute 1 Wind Spellcaster and then target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it. The difference between the Storm and this is Storm shuffles into the deck. So Storm is going to allow you to get over things like Stardust, while Cyclone allows you to destroy on your opponent's turn because it's a quick spell. The Majespecter Pegasus is their field card, and all Majespecter monsters will gain 300 attack and defense, but that's not what the use of this card is. You contribute 1 Wind Spellcaster type monster and special 1 level 4 or lower Majespecter monster from your deck. You can only use the effect once per turn. You can't like switch fields and be like, hey, I put in a new one and use it. It's only 1. So just keep that in mind. I did test that with one of the, I think he was a subscriber. I tested it and it did not work. Just so you're in the know. So what you basically do with this is you make your play, you know, say I summon Raccoon and then I have this and I got my search for the Fox. So I'm going to basically play this, destroy this, and then go into either Crow or Cat. That's pretty much the premises. It builds up a lot of speed, and they also get 400 attack, which is nothing to scarf at because their trap lineup is hilarious. So let's talk about Majespecter Tornado. I'm running 3, and basically the reason why is you tribute 1 Wind Spellcaster, and then you target 1 monster your opponent controls, and you banish it. It basically is a deep prison. Then we have 1 Mirror Force, 1 Vanities, and then they have their own freaking they have their own Inferno Barrier. Majespecter Tempest. Well, I wouldn't call it a barrier. I call it more of a warning. Or a black horn. When a monster or monsters would be special summon or a monster effect is activated, tribute 1 Wind Spellcaster type monster, negate the special summon or the activation if you do destroy that card. Now, the way this works, it's kind of like Blackhorn. So think of it that way and you'll be perfectly fine. Fun little fact. Hey, look, it's DD Crow. You got reborn. And 1 Silent Warning to round off the trap lineup. Let's talk about the extra deck. I am running Utopia the Lightning. So because this is OCG deck right now, that's the main reason why. But once we get these guys, if this is yet to be released, I'll definitely do an updated build and put something different there. So we have Ignite. Ignite. We have Eekster, Pyromance, the Blasting Drago Slayer. That is a tongue twister if you ever said it. Anyway, his effect reads: once per turn, you target 1 Pendulum monster on the field and 1 card in your Pendulum zone. You destroy it. And then once per turn, you can special 1 Drago Slayer. So 2850, it's a thing you synchro for. It's the only thing you ever synchro for. Then we have Utopia the Lightning, which goes on top of Utopia. That's pretty self-explanatory because you can also exceed this by using a rank 4 Utopia monster. Dark Sea Rebel Dragon. Perform Mage Trap Z's Magician. You never take damage in the amount less than or equal to this card's attack, so you can't take 2500. Once per turn during either player's main phase 1, you can detach 1 exam before I got interrupted. You target 1 face-up attack monster on the... you target 1 face-up attack position monster the turn player controls other than this card. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. So pretty much, it gives one of your other monsters 2 attacks. And then if this card is destroyed by balance into the graveyard, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect sent to the graveyard, you special 1 Perform Mage, which we're not going to be able to use, but that's okay because, hey, double attack on something like Utopia the Lightning that boosts to 5,000, that's just fucking scary. Then we have Utopia for Utopia the Lightning, Castel, Direwolf, Chidori because everything's fucking wind. Then we have Majespecter Paladin, the Rising Drago Slayer, and yes, that is a tongue twister name as well. So when this card exceeds summon, you can activate the effect during the end phase of this turn. You add 1 Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. That's just the first effect. Now, the requirements are 2 level 4 Pendulum monsters, and I think most of you will be able to deal with that when running this deck. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Exceed from this card, special 1 face-up Drago Slayer Pendulum monster from your extra deck, but it cannot be used as an Exceed material for an Exceed summon. Obviously, use it for the Synchro. Otherwise than that, it just basically gives you a free search for anything. Abyss Dweller, Gaga Cowboy, Crab King, and then for our rank 3s, we have Totem Bird. Of all things, we have Totem Bird because Totem Bird allows you to detach during either player's turn when a spell or trap is activated, you could do that 2 exceeds, and then you negate it. And if you do, it gets destroyed, but then this card loses 300 when it has no exceed materials. But everything is wind, so yeah, everything is wind. It's supported, so it's okay. And then we have Alley card and Zen mains. Now, the reason for Totem Bird that I was mentioning everything's wind, because usually you'll have another monster on the board, so you could just play the Majespecter card to protect it and then throw its ass in defense mode if you still feel the need. Otherwise, it'll be at 1600. Anyway, if there's anything else that you guys want to see, make sure to request it down in the comments below. I'm Ryu for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.